We're in Mould at the Gorsedd Stone Circle, and for this clip we're going to try and show you how we envisage we can survey Tryfan. And the previous clip you saw the GPS equipment and all its fineries, what it can do. So here's Graham. So Graham, the very first thing we need to do when we get up there is...
Yeah, we need to determine which is the higher of Adam and Eve, and then when we've got the highest point, then obviously we can set up the GPS and do the measurement. So the very first thing we have to do is determine that highest point, and that's what we're going to try and demonstrate on these two blocks here, which will represent Adam and Eve for the purposes of our demonstration.
So what kind of equipment do you use to do that?
Well, I think what we'll be able to do probably is use this little instrument, which is called an Abney level. It's a very simple instrument. You look through one end of it and you see a line, a horizontal line at the other end, and superimposed upon that is a little bubble. You line up the bubble with the horizontal line. Anything below there is lower than you, and anything above is higher than you. So it's very simple.
So we got a good standing stone here, haven't we? So
well, we have, yeah.
Shall we go over there?
Okay,
and,
let's do it.
And then we've got John here as well, and John's got the staff, and that will be the second part of this little clip. So this is Graham with the Abney. Right.
So with having the staff over there, we can not only determine which is the higher, we can determine by how much. And of course, if we're in the situation where we're doing this measurement for real, that's going to be quite important to do. So we have a look through the level. We get it resting on the block, and I can see immediately that we are above the block that John is by, and by getting the level lined up I can see that we are 12 centimetres higher on this point here. So this is the higher block by 12 centimetres.
Brilliant. So if I then go over to John, because the next part in this, John, is to determine how much higher the one block is from the other. And as Graham said, approximately 12 centimetres, but that is done with what you've got, isn't it?
It's done with the staff, yes. Through the Abney, Graham was able to see the graduated scale. This is graduated centimetres, and by having the horizontal here, he was able to ascertain the difference between the top of this rock and the height of the other rock by looking through the Abney level.
Brilliant.
So as he said, it's 12 centimetres. That rock is 12 centimetres higher, the highest point here.
So for the purposes of this video, if I come back over here, this is the highest point of Tryfan.
That is right, Murder, yeah.
Okay, well, cheers folks for now, and the next segment will be how the GPS is going to be attached to the highest block.
Watch this space.
Okay, so what we've done, we have two stones here, and pretending these are the ones of Adam and Eve on the top of Tryfan. We've already showed with the Abney level that this stone is the highest, so we'll call this one Adam. Now what we want is the way to fix the GPS to Adam so that we can survey it. We need a very, very secure way of doing this, and this is the preferred option that the Ordnance Survey, Mark Greaves, has expressed to us. So let's take over here and show what we've done. So we certainly, this is Adam, and we have here an extendable pole, which in the case of Adam, we want to go all the way down to the ground, so it's well supported at the bottom. Now on Adam, this is probably going to be about 3 metres, so we have to assume that we'll have to put an extension here to make it higher. So what we've done is we've taken the cord and we've strapped all the way around Adam the pole here securely to the side of the rock. We've also there with a little spirit level, which you won't be able to see with the camera, but this pole now is set vertically. So then once we set it up like this, we have the top of Adam here, and then we make a final adjustment by bringing the antenna down so that the point that we measure to, which is here, there, is exactly horizontal with the top of Adam. So that is the position that we will use. So what we'll then do is we'll switch the machine on and then collect something like 2 hours of data, which we'll then take back and process. And basically this setup will be left in that position, held tightly with the strings around securely for the 2 hour period.
Right, so you've seen our preferred option, the way we've strapped the antenna to the main block of Adam on the summit of Tryfan. That's the way that has been recommended to us by our contact Mark Greaves at the Ordnance Survey. That is the best way of doing it if we're able to do it. But if for some reason we're not able to do it this way, then we have other options, and that's what we're going to explore next.
Cheers, Graham. So I'll just pan around now, and we've got John here. And for the purposes of this clip, John, if we pretend that this is the summit block of Tryfan.
Yeah. And the summit block of Adam looks very much like this as a large sloping block, and we think the summit is one corner. So we need a way of getting the GPS onto this very high point. So what we've got here, we've got a small tripod that we hope we can put on the top of Adam, and an extension pole, and running to a fixed 1 metre pole. So we can put the antenna of the GPS up here, and we know that point is exactly 1 metre above the top of Adam, and then we can start the collecting data from that very point. So this is really the second option that we will use if the first one that we described earlier can't be used.
Right, so this is option 3, and is probably our least preferred option. But if the other two for some reason don't work, what we're going to explore is the possibility of levelling from some remote point on the summit plateau to the block, so that we can measure a height difference. We will then set up the tripod at the point that we've measured from, and set up the GPS there, and take our measurements from this distant point.
Cheers, Graham. Now if I pan around, and I'll come to John.
So we will have the level set up on a tripod in a position where we can look at the summit of Adam, and also look at the position we chose to take the measurement. Using the level and staff, we will take readings from both points, and then we'll get a height difference between the two, and that means then we can set up the GPS on the point that Graham's got over there, knowing the height difference and what height difference we need to feed into the offset in order to get the correct data.
And of course,
then we set the GPS going on that point for the allotted time.
And of course, with this, John, you would then level from here, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
looking at
there.
Yeah.
So down on over there, and then level to the staff over there.
Well, many thanks for your time today, and it's been good fun up at the Gorsedd Stone Circle in Mole, pretending that it's the summit of Tryfan.
Okay.
So cheers, guys.
Cheers.